HomeCourtEdge TV is here for your viewing pleasure. Please click that button as we strive for 1,000 subscribers. Enjoy this video.
Finals, Game 3, it's all decided tonight. Lisa Leslie shooting over 60% for these playoffs. And Tisha Pinachero, yeah, tape her up. She's ready to go despite playing only 6 minutes in Game 2 after going down hard with a bruised ribs. We are looking ahead to which team will meet the Shock in the finals.
All right, thanks a lot, Kara. We're here at the corner of Chickern Court and Figueroa Street. Sacramento against Los Angeles. Game that has been highly anticipated and debated for the last 24 hours. Here's a look at the brackets. Detroit awaits the winner for Game 1 on Friday on ESPN2. The winner of the game tonight between Los Angeles and Sacramento.
Hey guys, my name is Kayla Padilla. I'm a sophomore guard at the University of Pennsylvania. Been training with HomeCourtEdge for almost 10 years now. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow us on all of HC's social media channels, and stay tuned for our journey.
In the playoffs.
Leslie and the Sparks looking for the three-peat. 1 and 2 in elimination games for Sacramento. Los Angeles 2 and 2 in elimination games. Sacramento has been kicked to the curb twice in the playoffs by the Los Angeles Sparks. Trying to break that streak tonight and make it through to the WNBA Finals, which begin Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. The winner of this run gets Detroit, and we're underway.
Well, there's one down. Oh!
It took all of 3 seconds for the first foul to be called. Let's check it courtside with Doris Burke.
Well, Mark, last night Tisha Pinachero was hospitalized and received pain medication via IV for those bruised right ribs. Now, the challenge for today was medicating her while not inhibiting her energy level. Well, it never hurts to have a doctor in the family. Dr. Stan Wisnett, Coach Wisnett's son, consulted with team physician Dr. Raskin, and between them they have come up with it. Now, the challenge, obviously, is for Tisha to be able to breathe. She is taped. She has got an ace bandage. No padding, however, so whether or not she's fearful as she attacks the rim, we'll wait and see, guys.
All right, Doris, and we'll see if Los Angeles tries to take advantage of Tisha at both ends of the floor, especially defensively. Take a look at the injury, how it happened. Leslie going to the bucket, that right knee catching Pinachero right in the ribs.
I talked to her before the game. She said, I need a bulletproof jacket. I said, because I asked her if she had any padding on it. She says, I need bulletproof.
Pinachero, the league leader in assists.
So right away, 2 quick calls on each team.
Referees really kind of let him play yesterday. Give it go with Griffith. Griffith's missing the layup. The second foul going to be called against Demile Walker.
Well, that's one thing the coaches cannot control. Obviously, the injuries are a factor. Van Chancellor said it. You know what? You throw it up, you go. Whoever you've got on the team, those are the players you've got to go with. But when it gets into foul situations, it makes it very difficult. Now you got to go deep into the bench. Sacramento probably is a little deeper than LA is.
Teasley over the top, which is in a lot yesterday, and Leslie has the game's first bucket.
Well, Michael Cooper said before the game, he said, we want to push the ball. If we can't get a fast break, we'll set it up in the half-court game, but we want to make Sacramento get back on defense.
Offensively, Sacramento doesn't want to quick shoot like they did yesterday. Walker forcing that one. Griffith getting the loose ball, but out of bounds.
Well, and then also the force shots. The front line from Sacramento at 6'4", 6'4", 6'4", not only tall, but they are very quick. But when you get inside, you don't have the shot. Don't force it up unless you are going to get fouled. You got to look for your perimeter players to spot up because those guards can shoot.
Last 2 times down the floor, Edna Campbell has shaded Teasley to the left side of the floor. They want to try and contain her that way. Shot off the mark, and here comes Sacramento.
Teasley is so good going right. She's got that head and shoulders fake where she takes you to the left and just leaves herself open.
Griffith missing the jump hook. Out of bounds, Sacramento ball.
Yolanda Griffith had 27 points and 17 rebounds in the 3rd game against Houston to knock them out. Yolanda Griffith, look at how deep she's getting in the lane. She wants the basketball. I asked her beforehand, I said, what about getting the ball from your perimeter players? She goes, I'll get it, and I'm going to shoot it.
In a hurry, off glass that time, and we're not at a 2. Remember, folks, Sacramento was blown out in Game 2 down in Houston, as Van Chancellor mentioned, and then bounced back in Game 3 to win as a visiting team. So they have the type of experience that has lived through that kind of thing already.
Yolanda Griffith was 1 of 4, only 1 field goal in the game And now she definitely will make up for it. She had 10 free throws. She was 10 of 10 from the free throw line, but only one field goal.
Penichero temporarily left wide open, did not elect to take the jumper. Tangela Smith missing, and Walker hustling for the rebound.
And Delisha Milton just not bothering to block out that time.
Walker left wide open. Smith. Campbell out top. Campbell was silent offensively. She's the wild card for the Sacramento Monarchs team at the offensive end. 13 on the shot clock. Penichero out top.
She can knock down some, not only big shots, but at big times.
5 on the shot clock. Penichero with a nice fake. Had to force it up and went straight through. That's a very auspicious beginning for Tisha Penichero. Bruised ribs and all.
Oh, exactly. But defensively, come on, the Sparks have not got to jump up in the air to block a three-point shot like that against Tisha Penichero.
Foul going to be called on Tangela Smith. One more look at that shot, which she virtually had to put up as the shot clock was about to expire.
I think it's a defensive mistake by Mwani Mabika, and then you see the help defense, but you're right, she just jacks it up right here and uses everything. Great rotation and great form.
That's Sacramento's first lead since game 1. Friday night up in Sacramento.
And that is so important coming out. Van Chancellor, again, he talked about how each one of these teams will come out quick, scoring-wise. Who's going to do more scoring? Because you cannot get in a hole against each other.
Interesting that Sacramento has Walker on the perimeter chasing Mabika around. 13 on the shot clock. Leslie hits the turnaround jump shot. She has all 4 of Los Angeles points.
Sacramento putting a lot of perimeter pressure on LA, and they're having a tough time getting inside. Once they get it inside, Lisa Leslie will create space.
Angela Smith. Penichero wincing just a few moments ago as she cut away from the ball. Campbell out front, 10 on the shot clock. Campbell inside to Griffith, and it got a really soft touch and a roll. Sacramento leading by 2.
Well, she's so deep inside, and one of the things, they're being very patient on the offensive end. Nice shot by Mwani Mabika, but Sacramento running their half-court game, looking to get the ball inside to Yolanda Griffith, who's almost standing underneath the rim.
Mabika with a big night last night, 24 points to lead all scorers. Tied at 6. Campbell out top. Good defensive job by Delisha Milton on the front. Mabika knocked out of bounds. Time out on the floor. The winner of this one faces Detroit Friday night. Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. Back after this.
Well, watch Sacramento's defenders, Demaya Walker and Kara Lawson in particular. Lisa Leslie and Nikki McCrimmon will make their way down to the bottom side of the paint. And this was something that hurt Sacramento all of last night. They elect to front the post. Demaya Walker getting on the top side. Lisa Leslie's going to do nothing but seal. The only help defender is Kara Lawson, because that's how LA has taken their 4 away, brought the guard down. It's something they struggled with all night. Will they make an adjustment? We'll see as this game wears on.
And when you have a 6-foot guard that can pass the ball one-handed off the dribble, it makes the entry pass a lot easier.
Might want to add, too, that's how Tisha Penichero ended up getting hurt, too. A guard having to come over and help. Milton with the jump hook shot. Leslie had it stripped away out of bounds. It'll be Los Angeles ball. Penichero's still in the ball game. Ruthie Bolton has entered the ball game for Edna Campbell. Ruthie Bolton was the one that took down Tamika Dixon yesterday. Easily with the tip, Los Angeles with the lead. That's her first bucket.
John Wisnick going with the 3-guard offense.
Penichero going to the basket and feeding off to Griffith. Griffith got a good look at it. Here's Dixon. Dixon started off making her first 5 field goals in game 2 yesterday. Offensive foul going to be called against Lisa Leslie. Her first.
See Yolanda Griffith and Lisa Leslie looking for position. The elbow, they called the right arm back into Yolanda Griffith. And this is one of the things that the officials have really struggled with players this year all season long, is when they're posting up, Mark, as far as where those arms are. Yes, they're out or whatever, but then it's the defensive play, how much acting is going into it.
Bolton with the baseline jumper is good. That's a 2-pointer. She was just inside the ring. Los Angeles looking for the run-up. That's something they had a lot of success doing in game 2. Friday at 8 Eastern, the WNBA Championship Series begins here on ESPN2. Detroit taking on the winner of this game, either Sacramento or Los Angeles. Coverage beginning with WNBA shoot-around at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
And in Game 2, they made those catches. Not only made the layups off those, but they were making the catches, not turnovers.
Angela Smith inside, partially blocked by Leslie. They're going right at the bigs, though, for Los Angeles. Mabika stripped away by Pinachero. And so far, you would have to say that Pinachero looks all right. She's functional.
Well, maybe that one pass down low didn't have as much zip on it, but see, everybody talks about her offense. She's not a great shooter. Yes, she had 16 points in the first game against LA, but you know what? She's known for her driving, her ball handling, but she doesn't get enough credit for her defense.
Spoke to her mother and father today up in Sacramento, over from Portugal. Her father, Joao, a little bit upset that she was injured and how she was injured. Teasley missing the layup.
Well,
Back out top to Dixon.
Such a different team Sacramento is. They want every ball. Look at the intensity of Carol Lawson.
What a dive by Dixon. Mabika Dixon going around the world with a feed.
Both teams looking to penetrate, and the middle's wide open there. Dixon really on a mission in the last few games. Gets by Carol Lawson, going to the left, draws everybody over to the right side and a little behind the back, and Leslie can't finish it, but she gets herself to the free throw line, where she only got to the free throw line once in Game 2.
This might be the one hole in Lisa Leslie's game. Not the best free throw shooter, just 64% from the foul line. Pinachero coming out of the game while Leslie is at the free throw line. Now, depending on who you speak with, there are some people in the Sacramento camp that feel that the Lisa Leslie knee to Pinachero's ribs was partially intentional.
Well,
of course, it's hard to prove either way.
It happened in Game 1, and Tisha Pinachero got the wind knocked out of her, hit her more in the stomach. Last night's knee was more in the ribs, but almost both on the same play with Pinachero helping out.
Bolton made her first field goal. Griffith storming in for the rebound, and she'll go to the line for two. Yolanda Griffith swooping in to collect the carry.
Michael Cooper in every game has stressed, do not allow the Monarchs second chance points. Well, that means blocking out, even on the perimeter. Well, Yolanda Griffith came from way outside, and Lisa Leslie's really got caught with her hand in the cookie jar.
That's two personal fouls on Lisa Leslie. The good news for Sacramento is that unlike in Game 2, Yolanda Griffith is not in foul trouble. She was saddled with three very early in that game, and it was never the same.
Well, that's always the case. When you're not in foul trouble, it gives you the opportunity to play a lot more aggressive, and Griffith is. Well, Lisa Leslie continues to play aggressive, and we mentioned in Game 2, though, she picked up her fifth foul. Now, let's see how smart she is in the rest of this game to stay out of foul trouble, because they need her in the game.
Mabika was hot in the last game and nails that turnaround jump shot. So fluid, so high, getting up into the air to nail the jumper. She has four.
Well, she'll get her shots. If she gets shots inside the lane and close up, it gives her a lot more confidence to knock down her threes, which she had at 4 threes in Game 2.
Sacramento with a small backcourt. Bolton driving inside amongst the threes, rejected. Angela Smith. She got it to fall. Angela Smith put it on the ground and put it on the court. Made it count. It's 12-11. Cross court to Dixon. That's her first field goal. Carol Lawson on the move. Looking to make a little bit of noise. She was kind of quiet offensively. Hit 1 3-pointer in the last game. She's played in some big games before, the rookie has. And let's check in courtside with Doris.
Well, that quick shooting right there by Carol Lawson was addressed at the shoot-around by John Wisner this morning. He says we're out of balance, no rebound position, and it turns into LA points as it does here tonight. Quick shooting has got to be something the Monarchs do not do tonight. Mark and Annie.
And that's one of those shots Doris is like, no, don't take it, but if it goes in, they're like, okay, good shot.
Lisa Leslie with 7 quick points.
Well, you talked about Carol Lawson, Mark, as far as playing in big games when she played at Tennessee and all the championships. And I asked her before the game, I said, is it like the NCAAs? And she goes, no, because we get a second chance here. The NCAAs, you're one and done.
Time out on the floor. Los Angeles leading by 3. Lisa Leslie in her office, inside, going to work with the left hand. We'll be right back. The winner of this game beats Detroit in Game 1 on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. And Tisha Pinachero, a few moments ago, getting taped up. Got those sore ribs that she's playing with, and she received some painkiller via IV, as reported by Doris Burke a few moments ago. So far, she has been very functional. A couple of points, hit a shot as the shot clock expired, and looks none the worse for wear so far. Right now on the bench, Abika. Dixon battling inside for the rebound. Smith. She called a timeout. And it's a 20-second timeout for the Monarchs. Close game so far, which has been the common denominator throughout the WNBA playoffs. Seen some very compelling finishes. This one, Taj McWilliams-Franklin, the winning basket to wrap up their series against Connecticut. Then we're in Minneapolis, the steal of the playoffs so far by Tamika Williams to beat Los Angeles with 4 seconds to go. And then Ruth Riley with the missed Swin Cash at the other end of the rebound for the putback as Detroit put Cleveland to sleep. And then the shot of the series so far between Houston and Sacramento. That one was made by Tisha Pinachero, a runner from 14 feet out, her only field goal of the game.
And that's what the playoffs are all about.
Angela Smith outside. Lawson rejected by Leslie. Lisa Leslie already with 2 blocks. Teasley for 3. 5 points for Nikki Teasley.
One of the few outside shots for LA.
Leslie with the steal. Fouled by Tangela Smith. Great quickness and anticipation by Lisa Leslie.
Carol Lawson, who usually takes the ball from the outside, looking to get inside, and Lisa Leslie says, not right now. And then on the other end, Nikki Teasley with a quick 3, wide open, nobody on her, pretty relaxed, plenty of time, knocking it down. Then Lisa Leslie on the defensive play with the steal.
What about the quickness? Leslie, though, as I mentioned, just a 64% foul shooter. Tisha Pinachero going to check back into the ball game for the Monarchs for Bolton. Edna Campbell coming back in as well.
In the playoffs before these last 2 games for Lisa Leslie, she was shooting over 74% from the free throw line.
Carol Lawson is going to come out. Lawson had a long 45-minute discussion with her father, William. He's back home in Washington, D.C. And as always, William told her, hey, it's going to be physical out there tonight. Take it to the hole.
Well, and I saw him in Sacramento. One of the things we talked about Carol Lawson, she's such an aggressive player, and she's starting to take the ball to the hole a little bit more in this game. But she doesn't want to be known, as her dad said, just as an outside shooter. But boy, when she knocks those threes down, it gets this Monarch team going.
Los Angeles sitting in a zone defense right now. Out of bounds, right to Coach Wiz.
Well, John Wisnett said when they go in the zone, they're resting a little bit. They're protecting their players. They're protecting Lisa Leslie with those 2 fouls. But, you know, John Wisnett and Michael Cooper remind me a little bit of John Wooden and Denny Crum back in 1975. I mean, they're just so mirror of each other and know each other so well.
Mentor against pupil. Wisnett recruited Cooper at New Mexico, where he played. Grooms missing the runner, forced up as the shot clock was expiring. Dixon. Great ball movement. Mabika. Los Angeles with its biggest lead of the ball game at 10 points, 10 minutes to go in the half.
You've got to really applaud that. Not only the made basket, but just the good passing, the quick, sharp passes, and rotating the ball to the other side, because early in the season, LA was not doing that a lot. They led the league in assists, but they have a tendency sometimes when they get stuck, they'll do a lot of one-on-one and just dribble a basketball and not pass it, but that was excellent.
Ball kicked by Milton. Los Angeles in the midst of an 11-0 run.
Well, look at how they're really pushing the ball. There's the pass down the court, and Dixon dribbling inside the lane, brought the defense down inside, and then brought it back out, kicked it out for the outside shot.
4 different players touched the ball in that one sequence. Cross court to Grooms. But Campbell still hasn't gotten off offensively in this game. Tangela Smith for 3. Wasn't the way they drew it up, but it'll count anyway. The lead down to 7 points. She's got 5.
Well, give Smith a lot of credit for knocking that shot down. Oh, nice move. She missed the shot, but that was a nice move right by Yolanda Griffin.
Well, follow the 2003 WNBA playoffs on WNBA.com with photo galleries, video highlights, and player mailboxes, and a complete look back at the WNBA playoff history. Plus, get the inside scoop from Yolanda Griffith, Alicia Milton, and a lot more.
Well, they're deciding whether the ball hit the rim or not to reset the clock.
Mabika to inbounds for Los Angeles. Los Angeles sharing the ball well. Griffith with quick hands. It's a 2-on-1 with Campbell. Great hustle by Mabika to break that one up. A sure layup. Well, Wisman has been telling Penichero, anytime you take the ball to the bucket, look to score. Griffith rejected as they double teamed her. Tamika Dixon. Leslie.
LA made those shots in game 2.
A wild exchange. Sacramento with possession down 7.
And both coaches have mentioned fatigue. Well, you know what? You got to lay it out on the floor. No matter how fatigued you are, you got to play hard. And LA missing some chippies inside.
Great backdoor cut by Lady Grooms, and Penichero with a sweet pass. The lead is down to 5.
You know, we talked about this team being a team of destiny, the Sacramento Monarchs, and Tisha Penichero said the injuries have followed us, and then she gets injured. But you know what? They still think they're a team that can beat LA.
Leslie for 3. Count him one. Going to go back to Oklahoma and contemplate his next move after it's all said and done. The Maloofs here at courtside, the owners of the Sacramento Kings and Monarchs. Smith with the turnaround. She's got 7. There's a look at the Maloof brothers. They really do it right. Maloofs, the franchise there up in Sacramento, has done very well with respect to the bottom line. Expected to turn a profit this year. And they, in essence, become a model for the new model of the WNBA and the franchise-owned teams.
Now, Lisa Leslie's out of the game. Michael Cooper's made a substitution with 2 different players, and Nikki Teasley took an ill-advised shot. See, when you have Lisa Leslie in the game, you look to get the ball inside a little bit more.
Walker fouled. Walker had a rough start to this game, picked up 2 quick early fouls. Weekly premieres 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Teasley with the layup off glass.
Hey, what a big win Notre Dame had the other day, huh?
Comeback.
From behind. Overtime.
That's become commonplace with Tyrone Willingham at the helm. Walker has scored the last 5 points for Sacramento. Milton getting set to come back into the ballgame. Both coaches using their respective benches liberally at this point. 8 on the shot clock for Lawson. Leslie sags off. Walker couldn't make the pay.
Well, that's a good play right there. They got Lynn Pride on Yolanda Griffith, and Lisa Leslie just sagging down. Let the bigs take the outside shot.
Well, Crimmon left wide open.
Going to the ground as we saw in game 2.
Lisa Leslie with 15 points, the game's high score. Good high-low. Walker with the reverse layup.
And that's okay, a play by Lisa Leslie. You got to give some of that stuff up.
Cheryl kind of wincing coming up court.
You know, you talk about Edna Campbell being the X factor in this game, and she has not taken a shot as of yet.
Tough pass by Walker. Los Angeles ball. That was almost an unnatural pass. Walker intended for Griffith.
anybody could have caught it. Griffith could.
Great hands in there.
Oh, we talked about the two superstars.
Well, as I mentioned, Friday WNBA Championship Series beginning right here on the ESPN2. Detroit taking on the winner of this game, either Sacramento or Los Angeles. Coverage begins with WNBA shoot-around at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
And there's a team that has balanced scoring.
What a great story. Bill Laimbeer building that team with a bunch of trades. He was trading everything
And
at the beginning of the year.
Tom Wilson, the owner, said in the paper today, said, you know, give credit to the ladies. They have played very well, but Bill Laimbeer is the guy that kept this team alive and here in Detroit because they were going to be gone.
Laimbeer trading everything but his office for eight-point lead. 12 seconds to go in the half.
And LA dropped into that zone.
Angela Smith and the bank's open. 6-point lead, 8 seconds to go. Here's Teasley in a rush. Stripped by Pinachero. She's just going to hang on and say, let's take it into the locker room, down by 6 and talk things over. Tisha Pinachero, bruised ribs and all. Field goal in the first half. A couple of rebounds and a couple of assists.
Cooper talked about the job they did on Tangela Smith and Yolanda Griffith. They limited those two players to 6 rebounds. He did mention that he would like the pace of the game a little bit faster. On the other, John Wisner just said, the only adjustment we want to make is to force Lisa Leslie to catch the basketball a little bit further from the rim than she has been. He said, other than that, no adjustments. Mark and Annie?
All right, Lisa Leslie, the game's high scorer so far with 15 points. Take a look at the centers of attention, the star players for the respective teams. Griffith got off to a quick start, but didn't get many touches after that.
No, and you can see the kind of pressure they're putting on Yolanda Griffith. I think defensively, Sacramento has done a pretty good job on this LA team. Wani Mabika and Delisha Milton average over 14 and 13 points a game, and they're not getting them.
Griffith got a touch early here in the second half and lost the handle after Bling blocked.
Well, that was the play Sacramento wanted, and obviously coming out at the beginning of the second half, you want to take advantage, go in for the score, the nice block, and then you see Yolanda Griffith gets it, and the sense of mind of LA not to tip it as it went off of Yolanda Griffith.
Teasley guarded by Campbell. Mabika off the curl. Griffith with the rebound.
Now that's a tough call because Yolanda Griffith was diving on the ground before Tamika Dixon even got there.
And Griffith still laying down on the court, shaken up. Yeah, she almost dove into Dixon.
She hurt her left shoulder the other night where she got hit, and she went into the timeout holding her left shoulder. Now it's her right shoulder. She really landed hard, but I thought she went flying after the basketball before Dixon even got there. Look at her. Boom, she's going, and then she hits into Dixon.
That's a tough call.
It is a tough call, but hopefully, again, injury-wise, that Griffith is not going to be out of this game because she is, as we talked about, the secretariat to really kind of lead this team. But she's holding that right shoulder. She's had a bad right elbow.
She's had a lot of things. Well, this is the time of season. You got to straight up cowboy up. Put all the hurts aside. Remember yesterday, Tisha Pinachero taking a shot to the ribs from Lisa Leslie.
Oh, that was hard. That was nasty. I mean, she just got nailed. But, you know, Yolanda Griffith, I mean, it's the final game in their eyes. And both coaches have said, hey, you got to go 40 minutes because you got the rest of the offseason to rest. You can't rest now.
If this keeps up, we're going to need a cut man. Pinachero off the inbound. Sacramento down by 6. Pinachero looking inside to Walker. Boy, Walker and Milton really jostling for position. Little two-man game. Walker nicely tipped away by Mabika. Great feed by Dixon. That ball had eyes on it.
Nice and wide break by Tamika Dixon. That's where LA is at their best. Not only running the game, but keeping it spread and making the passes.
Michael Cooper said, if we push tempo, I think it favors us.
And by pushing tempo, they're going to play tough defense.
Angela Smith with a fortuitous roll. She's got 11. Lead is back down to 6 points. Melton looking inside for Leslie, and one. That's just the way they drew it up.
Well, you know, Lisa Leslie is left-handed, and she's made a couple left-handed shots in this game, but good rotation. You see Delisha Milton flattening it out as far as getting towards the baseline. Yolanda Griffith grabbing her right shoulder as she goes by Lisa Leslie, and Edna Campbell getting called for the foul, trying to help out on the weak side, which is one of the things Sacramento really wanted to concentrate as far as weak side help.
Leslie makes the free throw. A 9-point advantage for the Los Angeles Sparks. Trying to three-peat, and now a little backcourt pressure put on Pinachero.
Well, you got your two top players injured in this game, and they'll play as hard as they can go.
Campbell with the ball still has not scored a point in the ball game.
They're not taking a shot.
Pass out of bounds as Smith went hard to the court.
Well, both
Yolanda
coaches,
Griffith, meanwhile, calling for a sub. She's still shaken up after falling down a few moments before this.
both coaches calling for a foul, but Yolanda Griffith, Angela Smith, I should say, going down looking for position. But Yolanda Griffith out of the game.
Not a good sight for Sacramento.
Jill Jackson over on the sideline taking a look at her.
Mabika rising up.
Tough shot.
What an athletic play by Mabika. He's got 11. And the lead's up to 11.
And that's what John Wisner was concerned about, the run that LA would get coming out of the gates. And they did it in the second half so far. But this is a Sacramento team that does not panic. You know, they chipped away at LA in that second game, game 2. Going into halftime, they scored 10 points.
Walker triple team, kicks it out. Smith missed everything. Once in a while, you have a special player with athletic talent that makes special plays.
Well, she really rises above everybody and protects the basketball. Gets great angle in using the glass. I love to see the glass used.
Nikki Teasley with a little okey-doke. And it's okay to Leslie. Does Wisner think about a timeout here?
Well, you want to slow things down, but he has a lot of faith in this team, and he's got veterans. They've got to know when to do it. But right now, it's the defense that are making things happen for LA. Forcing Sacramento to take some bad shots, getting their hands on some defensive plays, and they're coming down and getting some easy baskets.
Foul going to be called against Los Angeles' Delisha Milton.
Well, Nikki Teasley going to the right, and you can see the Sacramento defense collapse, and Teasley, sense of mind to pass the ball to the wide open Lisa Leslie.
Walker, strong move to the bucket.
What a nice step.
11 points for DeMile Walker. And gets back on defense, too. Knocked out of bounds off the Monarchs. Sometimes they just can't get out of their own way. Walker made a great hustle play, and it looked like Pinachero accidentally kicked it out of bounds.
Well, as Michael Cooper told Doris Burke, we've got to pick up tempo, and they certainly have done that on the defensive end because they've got their running game going. Sacramento hustling back on the defensive end, knocking it out of bounds, maybe an opportunity to get that ball, but the fact that LA has pushed tempo, and we'll see how the fatigue factor takes over, as we mentioned. Well,
Milton stripped, and Pinachero
both players
to knock it away.
Both players holding their heads. Tisha got a new do on that one.
Got cracked in the noggin. Pinachero has had shoulder surgery recently, and now the rib injury.
Had ankle problems, thumb problems.
Really dedicated herself to getting her body healthy and working on her game during the off-season, taking 400 jumpers a day, making sure that she made a lot of those. Right now, scratching her head, thinking about when the pain's going to come to an end. All the The all WNBA first and second team, meanwhile, presented by Bud Light, will be announced next week. And let's take a look at Ann's predictions. Atkins, Jackson, Wesley Smith, and Dawn Staley on the first team. Interesting pick with Staley.
Well, it is. I just think that she brought that Charlotte team to the front, and at her size and everything. And I got Nikki Teasley and Sue Bird, and, you know, two terrific players. Teasley was the MVP of the All-Star game. It was tough to keep her off that first team, but I decided to go with the veteran. And I just think that there are so many good players in this league. And also, as far as a defensive team, I'd like to see the WNBA eventually have an all-defensive team.
Anheuser-Busch has contributed $10,000 to each member of the first team and $5,000 to each member of the second team. Vika kicks it out to Dixon. Good box out by Walker on the glass. Lawson gave it away. That's her first turnover of the series. You can't blink when Nikki Teasley's got the ball. Might get a pass in the back of the open end that time. Tried to thread the needle.
Well, again, on the defensive end, LA comes up with the steal mid-court. And they call it Nikki Threesley, they like to call her here.
Or Lady Magic, take your pick.
Larry Burnett, the radio man, TV man for the LA Sparks, came up with Nikki Threesley. And yes, she can make the pass and the Lady Magic stuff, but when she knocks those threes down, they're big time.
See, I got a sense of history. I know that Nancy Lieberman back in the studio is the original Lady Magic, but you know what? I may change my mind before this is all said and done. Of course, I have that prerogative. If Teasley keeps making shots like that, she's got 10 points to go along with 8 assists. Lawson trying to counter, and she does.
Well, that's the one thing that Michael Cooper talked about coming into these games against Sacramento. Do not allow Carol Lawson to get off. And you can just see the look in Lawson. She just, you know, she says, come and get it, because I'm coming right back at you. And when she knocks down threes, she's feeling it.
Foul is on Campbell. That's her third personal. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back after this. Traditional rival at number 10, Florida State.
And where are you going to be?
Do WNBA this week, thank you very much.
All right.
Calling the finals. Yolanda Griffith back in the ball game. Leslie double team down low, kicks it out. Seconds on the shot clock. Dixon got to go. Babika, 5 on the shot clock. Hoists it up.
Missed the rim.
Sacramento down double bigs, 11 points. They last led, and it was 12-11.
The starting guards for Sacramento, only 2 points. And then 12 for Los Angeles. So Los Angeles starting backcourt has not scored as much as they did in game 2.
Right now, Sacramento with a small backcourt. Walker a little strong off glass. Griffith brings it back out.
As well as LA Sparks are playing defense and getting their game going, Sacramento is staying in this by their rebounding. They have been strong on the boards.
Griffith with the rolling, sweeping hook.
Boy, was that pretty. And she's grimacing.
Griffith with the sore shoulder. Pinachero with the bruised ribs. And right now, just a few hurt feelings as well. Sacramento out rebounding Los Angeles by 2. Boy, they continue to throw that pass. Teasley off the dribble.
Lisa Leslie had her hand up. She was looking right at Teasley. But on the other end, you see Yolanda Griffith wide open. That's her first field goal in 20 minutes.
Lead is 9. Lawson sprung herself open. Walker called a timeout as she was falling out of bounds.
Now, Michael Cooper still sitting on the bench with his hand on his chin, thinking, hey, we got to do some rebounding here. The outside shot, and Elaine Powell directing traffic. I mean, she is an unsung hero on that team.
And Detroit, a little cause for concern right now. Deanna Nolan suffering a back injury in that game clincher against Connecticut. Left on a stretcher. Griffith trying to handle.
Babika just pushing her right at the free throw line. And Yolanda Griffin's trying to do a little Marcus Haynes herself.
Showing a little handle.
Yeah, Dixon looks like she's going to come up with the strong hands by Griffin. Keeps it there, and there you see the push right by Mwani Mabika.
Minachero still on the bench. This is Lady Grooms. Double teamed on the baseline. Got free and made the layup. Hey, she pivoted long enough until she found herself open. The lead is down to 7, 13.5 to go. The winner of this one facing Detroit Friday night in game 1.
I think LA's got to refocus themselves in the next few minutes, Mark, because they have not really been as sharp in the last few possessions.
Leslie looking for a cutter, tipped away by Lawson. Good hustle by Kara Lawson, but it'll be Los Angeles ball.
Well, this is a starting 5 that LA's got the best talent. Do they beat themselves, or is it because John Wisniewski's Sacramento team has really become aggressive and it's a do or die, and they're the ones that feel like they want it more? Lisa Leslie said going in at halftime, we've got to believe that.
Both these teams have had tumultuous seasons. Los Angeles, and during a litany of injuries, we've seen Leslie for 11 games going 4-7. And the shot clock expires on Los Angeles. Too much padding outside by Teasley with the dribble. Let's go to Doris.
Mark and Annie, with Sacramento having 3 subs on the floor right now, remember what John Wisniewski told us before game 2. He said our depth has got to be better than that best starting 5 for Los Angeles. Can Ruthie Bolton and Kara Lawson do the job? Lady Grooms has certainly done her part. Back to you.
Well, they've got 3 players too, Doris. And said Ruthie Bolton's an Olympian. She's been a starter on the Sacramento team, an all-star. And Lady Grooms has started in this league. Kara Lawson been on NCAA championships.
There's a look at the bench numbers we're talking about. Sacramento outscoring Los Angeles by 7. The foul, meanwhile, is on Delisha Milton. That's her 3rd personal.
Now, LA has let Sacramento creep into this game. I'm not taking anything away from the Monarchs. They have fought their way back into it. But I think LA has been a little soft in these last few minutes.
Sacramento on a 7-0 run. Bolton. And the foul is going to be on Tamika Dixon. And you know what? That Sacramento team is going to have a big lineup for that hot tub and the whirlpool after the game.
I know, Yolanda Griffin, great expression, like, oh, come on, let me just lay here just a little bit longer.
Bolton out of the ball game. Edna Campbell comes back in. Campbell has not scored in the ball game. And Achero with a sore rib still on the bench.
Oh, Demaya Walker wide open.
And missed her. Here's Campbell off the pin down for 3. Grooms had it for a minute, then lost it.
But Sacramento is still continuing to hit the offensive boards, Mark. They're getting their hands on it, and LA not blocking out.
Leslie called for the offensive foul. Looks like she put an elbow right in Walker's throat. That's her 3rd personal foul this game. Boiling over with emotion. The eyes being the window to the soul, and the soul says from both sides, we want this one. We'll be right back.
Price down on the baseline. Right there, Demaya Walker already kind of taking the hit before there is a hit. And she played it nicely.
Well, I'm not sure what Walker and Leslie are getting for this game, but one of them could get life if they keep it up.
Well, how about Demaya Walker? 3 personal fouls in that first half, none in this second half. And LA only 1 rebound in this second half, and that's from Nikki Teasley.
They haven't scored in the last 4 minutes. Lawson looking to give her team a spark. 10 on the shot clock. Walker looking inside.
That's a walk.
Let's check in with Doris.
Well, Annie, Michael Cooper said something that you touched on moments ago. He said, don't allow this team to take this basketball game from you. Continue to be aggressive, put a body on. He said, we're doing too much dribbling offensively. Reverse the basketball if we don't get that first look.
Now, Delisha Milton and Mwani Mabika have not been effective on the offensive end.
Tipped away by Walker. 11:17 to go.
4.5 minutes. LA has not scored a field goal. Delisha Milton averaging over 14 points in the playoffs. Only has 3 in this game.
the shot clock. Milton, nice hesitation move. Got it back. Here's Dixon out top. Good help by Walker on defense. Tamika Dixon. Sacramento with the rebound.
It was all one-on-one. Nobody else touched the ball.
Walker going to go post to post and dishes it off, but is fouled on the dish. We're here in Los Angeles, California, Staples Center, Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals between Sacramento trying to go to the WNBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. Los Angeles, meanwhile, looking for the three-peat. I'm Mark Jones, along with Ann Myers and Doris Burke. Lisa Leslie, the game's high scorer, with 20 points. Walker makes the first of two. There's a look at the brackets. The winner of this one gets Detroit in Game 1, either here or in Sacramento on Friday.
And how about Bill Laimbeer saying when the playoffs started, he felt Sacramento was playing the best basketball, would come out of the West. In this game, last 10 minutes, 40 seconds, they're going to try.
Teasley out top. Campbell almost stole it that time. Leslie. She's so poised and skilled.
You got to go to your bread and butter. They spread it out. I thought Teasley got a little too cute with the dribbling on Campbell.
Campbell on the wing.
The hard part thing is Nikki Teasley, that's her game. She does that all the time.
Lawson for three. That's a shooter's roll. Don't be surprised. The lead is down to 4. The rookie out of Tennessee playing poised basketball. And Walker with a stellar defensive pick.
Now, Kara Lawson had 6 3-pointers against LA to get a career high. She gets loose, and then you get another turnover. Los Angeles not having the opportunity to score.
Lawson looking ready like she's ready to turn it loose. 9:35 to go in the second half. 4-point lead. Shot clock at 8. Walker got the rebound, and Leslie commits the foul. That's her 4th.
Well, what Lawson is doing, Mark, even if she's not going to make the shot, she's going to make something happen. Go into the basket, and you get the shot up because Sacramento is getting to the offensive boards. Well, right there, you see Demaya Walker get it, and Lisa Leslie with the reach over on the arm. She feels no way, but she's picking up her 4th.
Walker at the line for 2. In the playoffs, shooting just 40% from the line. And the trend continuing in this one.
You know, Sacramento is doing exactly what they want to do right now. They're hitting some outside shots, setting some good picks. They are so relentless on the offensive glass in this second half. LA is frustrated. LA is passing the ball poorly. They're standing around. They're dribbling the ball, going one-on-one, and you've got to get other players involved.
Walker missing 2 crucial free throws. Every free throw is crucial at this point. It'll be Sacramento ball. Lawson to inbound.
We thought it was aggressive and physical early.
Griffith slips loose, and the lead is down to 2.
Wait for these last 9 minutes.
You got it. Both teams giving themselves a check up from the neck up. 9:15 to go. Teasley working on Campbell. Walker and Leslie battling down low. Teasley rejected, and it's a jump ball.
Well, Campbell right now defensively is doing a job on Teasley, forcing her to go left, and Nikki Teasley's so good at handling the ball, going to the right. But here you see the nice bounce pass inside to Yolanda's Griffith and the great stretch to get the ball here. And then you see Teasley going up for the shot and forcing herself right inside the paint against that big purple wall.
You think Sacramento would have the advantage here on the jump. Sacramento in the midst of a 14-2 run right now. Both players missed timing of the jump. 9 minutes to go. 6 on the shot clock. Mabika fires away. Lawson clears the board.
Well, Michael Cooper talked about rotating the basketball, giving Lisa Leslie an opportunity to post up. Wadi Mabika had a good shot, but it was only one pass in the offense. They've got to get better ball movement in the half-court game.
Lawson has a lane.
And Delisha Milton just playing matador defense. Once she moved to the side, she opened things up, and a little contact. Carol Lawson going to the basket. Nobody stepping in to take the charge. Weak side help for LA. Good penetration right here by Carol Lawson. Nikki McCrimmon in the game, and she drives baseline right-handed. And watch, Delisha Milton comes over, not quick enough, but the body contact, and they call the foul.
That's her 4th personal foul, and as far as emotion goes, Lawson's emotional tank of fuel is on full right now. She had a 45-minute discussion with her father, William, back in Washington, D.C. via telephone today from her hotel room, and the father got her all geeked up and jacked up for this game, talked to her about the physical nature that this game would be, and told her take it to the hole, which she did right there, and we are knotted at 52. First tie of the ball game since 9 apiece.
Well, nothing is ever too physical for Carol Lawson.
This is a young lady who played Pop Warner football as a youngster. Father wanted her to be tough. Teasley for 3. She's hit so many of those.
Good ball movement by LA. They got inside to Lisa Leslie. Double team. She kicked it back out. She's such a good passer down low, but her teammates have to help her out. They've got to cut.
Campbell still scoreless. Back to Lawson. 8 minutes to go. Brooms with the runner. A little bit out of control. McCrimmon is going to walk it up. Los Angeles with 4 of its starters on the floor. Mabika with the bulldog.
Well, we talk about fatigue, the heavy legs. Are you going to be able to react? Some missed assignments right now. The mind says yes, the body says no.
It happens. Walker in the low box, facing up on Milton. Leslie comes over. They're going to call a jump ball. And Wisden can't believe it. Timeout on the floor. Carol Lawson helped tie the game at 52 with the shooter's touch and roll. But Nikki Teasley comes right back. Says, how you like me now? And Wadi Bika with 13 points. The drive-by. From start to finish, the 2003-2004 college football season premieres Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
So far in the second half, Sacramento out-rebounding LA 8-3, and they are leading 14-3 on second chance points.
And since tying the game at 52, Los Angeles has scored the last 5 straight points.
Now Teasley had 7 first half assists, 2 in the second half.
Coach Wiz telling his Sacramento crew during the timeout in the huddle, no excuses. 10 on the shot clock, Mabika. Leslie with the turnaround.
For whatever reason, Delisha Milton is not looking to shoot the basketball.
Almost overpassing that time.
Yeah, she had the shot. She's got to take it. Lisa Leslie then had 2-3 players on her.
Haven't seen that much of Tisha Pinachero here in the second half. You'd have to think that those ribs maybe started to bother her a little bit more.
I thought she played tremendous in the first half.
Gave it a great try. Walker with the step through. 3-point lead now for Los Angeles. Walker with 15.
Tamika Dixon has sat a long time.
Yeah, she's getting ready to check back in along with Tangela Smith. Leslie had to go off her foot. With 6:07 to go, a chance for Sacramento to tie with a 3. And today's Cascade Dish and Assist winner, no doubt about this one, Nikki Teasley, dropping dimes like a bank teller. 9 assists tonight in the ball game. Lawson calling out the play. Tangela Smith back in for the Monarchs. Campbell out top. She still hasn't scored. 10 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. Sacramento stagnant. They got to go. 2 on the shot clock. They won't get a shot off. How does that happen?
Well, Edna Campbell took that one dribble, picked it up, and didn't go anywhere. You've got to, when you use your dribble, you're supposed to go somewhere. And that was a missed opportunity.
Both teams with 11 turnovers in the ballgame. Dixon off the double screen. Inside, Mabika wheeling baseline. Griffith clears the glass. And another chance for Sacramento. Griffith with 7 rebounds in the ballgame. Lawson. Give it to the rookie. She'll do it.
Well, when you continue to let her go right, obviously the game plan is to let her penetrate down there.
Griffith with great hustle. Out of bounds, Los Angeles ball. Yo Griffith has hit the court hard 3 times tonight.
Carol Lawson has taken advantage of that right side. Just a stop and pop right there. You don't see too many players do that.
Let's check in courtside with Doris.
Well, you were just talking about Tisha Penichero. She is available. It's up to John Wisdom to put her back in. I guess he likes what Carol Lawson's done thus far, Mark.
You have to. Dixon with the drive. Lawson with a good defense. And a loose ball foul against Sacramento. Wow.
Well, this time Dixon, you see Penichero on the bench, and Dixon gets the drive here. There's a contact there. And the foul was called after the ball hit off the rim, and they said Lawson was over the back.
4:35 to go. The winner of this one takes on Detroit. Milwaukee Mabika with a splash down. She's got 16. She has hit some timely buckets for Los Angeles. Smith with the turnaround.
Oh,
Soft
what
touch.
a tough shot that is.
That's a talented front line for Sacramento. She's got 13. Leslie hit one earlier. Misses this time. And a chance for the Monarchs to tie with a 2.
That's a quick shot for LA, even though she was wide open. She's only hit 1 3-pointer early in the first half in this whole playoff game. The only one she took, that's the second one, and she missed that one.
Angela Smith inside on Milton. Forces the action and got the foul out of Delisha Milton. That's what you have to do down the stretch. You have to take it hard to the cup. Timeout on the floor. 3:45 to go. The winner takes on Detroit. Los Angeles leading by 2, 3:45 to go. A few moments ago, John Wisnett in the Sacramento huddle.
If you've ever run our offense, we need to run it now. If you've ever played our defense, you need to play it now. You need to play until you can't play anymore. You cannot do us any good trying to rest out there. You've got to let me bring somebody else in and give you a minute or two. This group is playing well. I like what you're doing. I want you to stay, but we got other players, and we're better than them, and we can't let them low. We got to keep this ball.
That's what he's done for this team since taking over when they were 7 and 11. Giving them confidence. Instilling urgency in the Monarchs. Tangela Smith missing her first free throw of the ballgame. Check in with Doris.
Well, on Michael Cooper's end of things, he told his team, we've got to stop coming down, making one pass and then a shot. Let's use our offense. We will score. Watch Teasley. She may go to the left side of the floor, and they want a back screen for Lisa Leslie. We'll see if they execute here.
Here's Teasley, Doris, on the left side of the floor.
Well, LA has dominated in the paint in the first 2 games, averaging only 20 points compared to Sacramento. Right now, Sacramento is only losing by 2 in the paint. So they've made the adjustments inside.
The double team came. Good pass by Lisa Leslie. Oh, she had eyes in the back of her head.
Delisha Milton's second basket of the game. First was in the first half, and she's got to look to score.
Speaking of looking to score, Edna Campbell hasn't even looked at the bucket coming off those pin downs and screens.
Now, and probably playing a little bit different also with Tisha Panachero not in the second half, and so she's got a little bit of a different role, but you're right, she's a scorer and can shoot the basketball from the outside.
4 on the shot clock, 2 on the shot clock. Boy, Sacramento has stalled offensively in 2 critical sequences.
Well, they quit going to Yolanda Griffith. Again, Griffith playing injured. Griffith has 5 rebounds in this second half. Sacramento 11-3 out-rebounding the Sparks.
On the line, a trip to the WNBA Finals to meet Detroit. Sacramento hasn't been there before, and Los Angeles looking for the 3-peat.
And LA kind of standing.
4 on the shot clock.
Teasley should have shot it.
They won't get it off.
Teasley, the point guard, we talked about her presence of mind. That's about the second or third time also for the Sparks to have that shot clock go off.
Much to the chagrin of head coach Michael Cooper.
And Michael Cooper saying, Nikki Teasley, you've got to look at the shot clock.
Lawson for Sacramento. Carol Lawson has given them a spark off the bench with 10 points.
Neither team can afford to squander any opportunity to score.
Approaching 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Edna Campbell still hasn't scored. 13 on the shot clock. Sacramento offensively devoid of movement and execution right here. Lawson trying to bail them out. She can't. Walker does with the rebound.
Good hustle by Sacramento.
Almost a foul on Leslie as Walker drove to the bucket. Foul going to be called against Sacramento and DeMile Walker.
Now remember, Milton's got 5 fouls. Leslie's got 4. And so they wanted to avoid the foul that time. Give credit to Walker going inside. The ball doesn't fall for her, but a big defensive rebound by Mwani Mabika.
Neither team shooting yet in the shooting situation with fouls.
I think LA's still got to attack. They cannot play like, okay, we've got the lead, so we'll take the shot when we can. They've got to be aggressive towards Sacramento.
Milton with a good ball fake. Leslie working on Walker. Comes up short. Here's Lawson. We got a 3-on-2. Smith rejected and fouled by Mabika.
Is off to the races. A nice bounce pass, and Tangela Smith looks like she's got the angle. Mwani Mabika. Orange and white ball.
Tough call. Tangela Smith 0 for 2 from the foul line. Missed her last 2. These 2 teams so evenly matched. They split 4 regular season games, and so far have split 2 playoff games. And right now separated by a tenuous 2 points. With 1:15 to go. The winner gets a ticket to the WNBA Finals. The chess match continues between teacher and pupil. Wisnet and Cooper will be back. A couple of players said, you know what, Mark? Really the only ones that can beat the Los Angeles Sparks are the Los Angeles Sparks. And that's the type of confidence that's born out of winning it 2 times in a row.
Well, and Michael Cooper, he goes with the horses that got him there, and this starting 5 in the second half has played the majority of it.
Mabika on the baseline. The drive-by and a foul by Tangela Smith. When it comes right down to you, Los Angeles has a bit of an advantage in people that can just make plays and get their own shot.
Well, to put the ball on the floor and attack like that, and Mwani Mabika, great hops right there, and she tries to bring the ball behind her. They needed that one bad.
These are her first foul shots of the ball game.
Mabika, an 86% free throw shooter during the course of the season.
Outside of Lisa Leslie, who's a 64% foul shooter, this is a very good free throw shooting team. But Sacramento can tie it up on this possession or go ahead with a 3. Under a minute to go.
Champion teams make free throws in the clutch.
Lawson has been clutch for Sacramento. Guarded by Teasley, 10 on the shot clock. 7 on the shot clock. They're standing still again. Lawson, got it! Don't call her a rookie. Tied at 62. Carol Lawson out of Tennessee. Volunteer? Oh yeah, she stepped up. She volunteered all right. The Maloofs watching in earnest. The owners. Their franchise looking proud right now. And playing proud.
Well, Carol Lawson, a lot of ball handling out here by herself, but lots of head fakes, and you know, I think she's got the confidence to take that shot because she hit so many early in this second half. And Teasley on her, gave her enough room to get the shot off from the outside and just makes a great shot.
And the bench loved every bit of it. Carol Lawson ties the game at 62. A trip to the finals on the line when we come back. Trying to end that insidious streak tonight.
And Detroit has played each one of these teams once this season. Sacramento beating Detroit by 12 at Sacramento, and Los Angeles losing to Detroit in overtime.
There's a 2-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Keep that in mind. Teasley out top. Campbell right in her grill. They run a play for Leslie. Double team.
Good no call. Good no call by the officials. Demaya Walker taking the hit. We've seen it a few times in this game.
You're not going to get that one. Not now. 24 points for Lisa Leslie.
Well, maybe she learned a lot of that move from Vlade Divac. And Leslie gets an angle right there. Contact, but she's fallen whether there's contact or not. There's a bump. There's no question there's a bump. But Lisa Leslie did not initiate it, and it goes straight up. Clutch shot by Lisa Leslie.
Leslie peaked. 24 points, 6 rebounds, a couple of assists, and you're better off just trying to block the shot or put your hands in the air.
But now, Sacramento's got the ball, and LA, what they need to do is not allow them a 3. I think you go ahead and give up a 2, force them to take a tough shot. But you know what? This Sacramento team can knock down a 3.
Who do you go to if you're Sacramento? I mean, the last few times down the floor offensively, and they haven't been that fluid at all. A lot of people standing still, and Lawson was lucky to bail them out last time.
But Carol Lawson has been hot. Yolanda Griffith has not touched the ball as of late, but she's got that sore right shoulder. I think Demaya Walker's hit some big-time shots with a little step-through stuff. Tangela Smith can knock it down. Edna Campbell has not hit a shot. Do you put Ruthie Bolton in? We don't know, but I think that Sacramento's a team that anybody can knock down the shot and feel very comfortable in taking it. The Maloof brothers not happy with the no call.
Gavin and Joe. Let's go courtside to Doris.
LA's discussion in the huddle was about defense. Obviously, what they're telling their team is play with your feet, do not foul. And they said once the shot goes up, they're remembering Swin Cash's game winner against Cleveland. They said, I want you to knock it out. If you can't get the rebound, knock it out. Don't let them get a putback attempt. That was the focus in the huddle.
All right, Doris, Sacramento will inbound from midcourt. Lawson to inbound. Going with Smith, Campbell, Walker, and Griffith.
9 seconds is a lot of time. Sacramento's got to be able to execute their screens.
Walker going to take it herself. And there was a foul on the way to the bucket. Walker was fouled with 7 seconds to go. And she will go to the free throw line. The foul is going to be called against Mabika. She's 5 of 7 from the line tonight.
No timeouts for either team.
She used every inch of the iron that time. remaining. This might be the biggest shot of the season for Sacramento. And she missed it. But they found the right person in Lisa Leslie.
Well, this LA Sparks team have a chance to find out whether they are true champions in knocking these free throws down.
Lisa Leslie goes to the line now. A 64% free throw shooter. 3 of 6 tonight.
Obviously, knocking both of them down would give them some breathing room, forcing Sacramento to take the three-point shot.
Either way, it's still a one-possession game.
And LA's still got to play defense if they come back down.
Bolton going to check into the ball game for Sacramento. Griffith will come out, try and get a little more offense on the floor. Another three-point shooter.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Lisa Leslie makes this shot, do they put pressure on the out-of-bounds pass?
It's a three-point game. No timeouts remaining. Walker bringing it up court. Lawson for 3.
Regular season game, Kara Lawson had the same situation against Los Angeles, had the last shot and the confidence to take it. She almost knocks this 3 down. I was surprised that LA was celebrating so soon, allowing Sacramento to bring the ball up so easily when we saw New York with Teresa Weatherspoon knocking a shot against Houston.
History will not be revisited in this instance. Let's check in with Doris.
Hey guys, my name is Kayla Padilla. I'm a sophomore guard at the University of Pennsylvania. Been training with HomeCourtEdge for almost 10 years now. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow us on all of HC's social media channels, and stay tuned for our journey.